You know Biden's senile. I mean, look at that clip that you played, stuttering up Puerto Rico, Delaware, and we're still. You guys said he was senile and should get out of the race. Now you're like, oh, no, he means it. He's perfectly cogent. He represents all Democrats. So
well, hang on.
By the way, don't say things like,
hang on.
Okay, here we go. Of course.
Just to be clear.
Ben speaks for 2 minutes, and I always get interrupted.
No, you'll have plenty of time. But just to be clear, he remains the president of the United States.
The latest Piers Morgan U.S. politics panel got pretty heated when two progressives took off the gloves and brutally humiliated their two MAGA co-panelists, and the whole thing was glorious, and we have to talk about it. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. Okay, friends, we have a couple of clips to look at in this video. As you know, Piers Morgan professes to be a nonpartisan journalist, but the truth is he is unabashedly pro-Trump, and the vast majority of his U.S. politics panels are, unambiguously pro-Trump and anti-Harris in their premises, in the topics. Unfortunately for Piers Morgan, despite that fact, he made the mistake of inviting on Jen Uygur from the Young Turks and Wajahat Ali, and both of these two are excellent debaters, and they are very good at prosecuting the case against Donald Trump and MAGA, and it happened here. And also, full disclosure, I interviewed Wajahat Ali recently, and I still gotta finish editing the interview. It was really good. He is a brilliant commentator and advocate, and you're gonna see that on full display here, because he lays the smackdown rhetorically on these two MAGA stooges.
Kamala Harris, I watched it last night. Look, I think she talks a lot of word salad nonsense. Honestly, I do. She wouldn't inspire me to open a crisp packet, let alone vote for her. However, she's the Democrat nominee. The polls are absolutely neck and neck, particularly in the swing states. The very last thing she would have wanted, when she's presented her final argument to the nation, is for Joe Biden, the guy she's replaced, who's still her president, to pop up on a Skype call of all things and say this kind of thing, which, whether it's been misinterpreted or not, and I don't think it has been, it's just such a gift to Republicans, isn't it?
So before Watch responds again, just provide the context. They are referring to the nothing burger about President Biden on a Zoom call with Voto Latino yesterday, referring to Tony. I'm blanking on his name, but the comedian, why am I blanking on his last name? The comedian who spoke at the Madison Square Garden rally, who made the pretty racist comment about Puerto Rico being, a garbage island. President Biden has been rebuking this comedian for several days, and during the course of the Zoom call, he said, "The only garbage I see is this voters' dehumanization of Latinos, which is unconscionable." But of course, Biden stuttered, and so it said, the only garbage I see is his supporters. And then his demonization of Latinos is unconscionable. Again, a sentence fragment, a stutter from an 81-year-old stutterer. And President Biden clarified, within the hour, he went on Twitter and said, "Hey, listen, I was not referring to all Trump supporters. I was referring to a Trump supporter, apostrophe S, his demonization of Latinos." Okay? So that's the context for this. Now here, watch his brilliant response.
This is me playing the world's smallest violin for all the fake outrage of MAGA and Trump supporters, who I believe are the most fickle, brittle, weak people on earth, who can dispense cruelty and demand civility, who hate safe spaces for everyone, want safe spaces for themselves, and who, by the way, with this hypocritical fake outrage, the reason why I don't think most people will care is because people know what Trump is for the past 9 years. And just yesterday, Donald Trump, who is running for president, Joe Biden is not, and Joe Biden, he's 81 years old, he has a stutter, and by the way, I appreciate the context that he gave. I don't think he needed to, but he did. Donald Trump yesterday, final pitch to the country. You know what he called America? A garbage can. Donald Trump said all of us, 340 million Americans, live in a garbage can.
Yet so you see that the two on the other side of the screen, I have to interrupt and heckle because they're no match in a debate. So funny. By the way, this guy loses his mind in previous Piers Morgan panels when he in turn is interrupted. He is a hypocritical, unprincipled loser, snowflake who should be made fun of relentlessly. We'll continue.
Yes, he did. Yesterday in his speech, he said America is a garbage can. Yesterday, Donald Trump said Democrats, who are the majority, are sick and evil people. Yesterday, folks, Donald Trump, when
you start
confronted
calling people
with these
Hitler, it's a
offensive
good
comments,
context. If you talk about context,
let me finish,
context.
Ben, don't gish gallop. Ben, I'm about to kick your ass. Don't gish gallop. Just listen to me. I listen to you.
Dude, you're like a buck 20, and this is what liberals do, okay? I laugh this.
Just let me listen. I'm going to do it with a smile on my face.
Hang on, calm down.
I'm going to beat you up.
Don't talk over each other because people can't hear. But I do really. Hang on, I do want to see. Hang on, Ben. Hang on, I do want to see Wajahat try and kick Ben Ferguson's ass. So off you go, Wajahat.
Not going to happen.
All right. I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. I'm going to do it relaxed. Yesterday, when Donald Trump was confronted with, I'm glad you and Ben and Piers agree that it was horrific, disgusting comments against Puerto Rico, black people, against Jews, against Palestinians, against women, which, by the way, have rallied Puerto Ricans all across America. You know what Donald Trump said? No big deal. Yesterday, this past week, J.D. Vance said, get over it. J.D. Vance, his vice president, is the one who called him Hitler. By the way, guess who said that Donald Trump praises Hitler? Four-star General John Kelly, just in the past 2 weeks. In the final 2 weeks of his campaign to unify America, you know what Donald Trump said? That the people who are against him are enemy of the people, another Hitler line, and he said he would unleash the military and the National Guard against U.S. citizens, against immigrants and migrants. He said he will invoke the Alien Sedition Act that in turn Japanese Americans. This is the same man who ran against the same man who promoted a neo-Nazi conspiracy about Haitian immigrants eating pets, even after he was told it was a lie. The Wall Street Journal, funded by Murdoch, not a left-wing rag, a right-wing outlet, reported that him and Vance were told it was a lie. He still said it, which has caused stochastic terrorism in Springfield, Ohio. So this is Donald Trump. The majority of people don't care. The majority of people know Biden apologized, he stuttered, and the majority of people saw Kamala Harris at the ellipse.
So again, appears Ben Ferguson, by the way. I was wondering where he was from. I thought he was Tucker Carlson's sidekick. No, this loser is the producer of The Verdict with Ted Cruz. Right? So he's Ted Cruz. He is, imagine Ted Cruz, the least liked member of the United States Senate, someone whom Lindsey Graham publicly said that if you murdered Ted Cruz on the floor of the Senate and the trial was held Senate, nobody would convict you because that's how disliked and disrespected Ted Cruz is. This guy is his sidekick. So imagine it's like you're not even the most annoying person in the world, the least liked person in the world. You're the least liked person's sidekick. Pretty pathetic stuff. But I agree with did rhetorically kick Ben Ferguson's ass, and they had no response to the facts of the matter. Donald Trump has repeatedly demonized Republicans. Or excuse me, Democrats. Ferguson, to interrupt there by deflecting to what Democrats have said about Trump. Well, Trump is a fascist. According to Trump-owned former employees, people who know Trump far better than Ben Ferguson does. And even if Democrats were demonizing Trump, that doesn't justify Trump demonizing millions of Democrats as he does. And unlike Donald Trump, or excuse me, unlike President Biden, Trump doesn't clarify, doesn't say, no, I'm actually referring to just a select number of people. I'm just referring to Democratic politicians. He doesn't do it. He never walks it back. He never clarifies. He never apologizes. So Biden moral superiority over Trump objectively remains. But this is what Piers does. This is what MAGA does. They try to create a false equivalence. They try to take one thing that Biden said that even if we take it total face value, even if we grant the premise that Biden did actually maliciously maliciously insult tens of millions of Americans. That would be bad, by the way. That would be wrong. He shouldn't do that. But even if he did, Donald Trump, as a former president, as a sitting president, as a candidate for president, again, has done it 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 10 times the number of times Biden has, and Piers Morgan doesn't care. So again, no matter how you slice this, no matter how you do the math, Trump is just inferior. He just is. And there's no contradicting that fact. So now we'll get to Jen Uger, also laying the smack down.
So
Wow.
after Trump does every insult in the world, you guys now are pretending that, oh my God, I caught the vapors. He called us garbage. After Trump, you loved when Trump said all these terrible things. So look at what actually is going on. Why is Kamala Harris pointing out at the end that Donald Trump is a unique danger? Because if you're being honest, he is a unique danger. You don't have to go to internment camps. You don't have to go to Hitler analogies, etc. But when the guy says that the left is the enemy from within and he might use the military on them, and there are his own advisors who said, yes, we had conversations in the White House where Trump asked us if we could use the military to shoot protesters in the leg, which, by the way, shooting protesters, it doesn't get any more cancel culture than that. And he said after he lost that we should terminate the Constitution. If that's not a unique danger to the Constitution and the democracy, what is? And if you say
Again, 100% correct voice. President Harris has never threatened to terminate the Constitution, so she could be installed unlawfully into a White House term. She didn't try to sue her way into the White House. She doesn't have these over-authoritarian impulses the way that Trump does. And again, Ben Ferguson can't defend it. Piers Morgan can't defend it. So instead, what they have to do is try to muddy the waters and create a false equivalence, but it's just not working. I mean, it doesn't withstand any scrutiny. So that's why I don't know what the outcome of the election will be. It's entirely possible that this BS will carry the day and that people will continue to grade Trump on a curve and, award him with a second term in the White House anyway. That's entirely possible, unfortunately, because we don't have a particularly rational electorate. That may be the outcome, but the facts are the facts, and Donald Trump is an authoritarian. He is a fascist. VP Harris is not. And when it comes to the exchange of insults and demonization, the Republicans have a far worse record on this than the Democrats do. Marguerite Taylor Greene, as I've said before in multiple debates, she is my trump card. As long as Marjorie Taylor Greene is a sitting member of Congress and a close ally of Donald Trump, I always win the debate on who demonizes who more, because she is repeatedly publicly refer to the Democratic Party. All the Democratic Party is a party of groomers and pedophiles, a party that's evil, a warmongering, bloodthirsty party. AOC hasn't said that Rashida Tlaib hasn't said that Cori Bush hasn't said that Ilhan Omar hasn't said that nobody in the Democratic Party has said that made this wholesale condemnation of the Republican Party the way that multiple elected Republicans and high-ranking Republicans have made the same about Democrats. So Piers. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, you can leave a like on this video, and if you're stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments or just say hi. Thank you for your support, and until next time, I'll see you soon.